Samuel Reese 2018. Hope everyone's having a great day, and we got a lot to talk about in the soccer world today. Hope everyone's having a great day, and I'll get right into all the news. All right, let's start off with everything I'm going to be talking about today. There's a new main man in Madrid as Julen Lopetegui wants to build the team around Gareth Bale. I'll be talking about if that's the best way to approach this season. And so we'll talk about Gareth Bale's new Real Madrid role, as he had 16 goals, 3 assists in 26 La Liga matches last season. And here are Gareth Bale's La Liga numbers at Real Madrid. In 2017 and 2018, he had 26 appearances with 3 assists and 16 goals. In 2016 and 2017, he had 19 appearances with 3 assists and 7 goals. In 2015 and 2016, he had 23 appearances with 11 assists and 19 goals. In 2014 and 2015, he had 31 appearances with 9 assists and 13 goals. And in 2013 and 2014, he had 27 appearances with 13 assists and 15 goals. Also, speaking of Bale's new role, some comments people didn't like it really, as Kane Horton said, Bale is going to flop, and so is their new manager. If anything, Atleti will win La Liga if Barca don't. Josh Velasquez said, I don't think Madrid needs to buy anyone. They have big players. I don't see them surpassing a hungry Barcelona, though. Interesting comments. Also, we'll be talking a little bit more about Jose Mourinho, as I feel like we do every day. But Jose Mourinho had comments on the French national squad saying they started average but ended top. Also, he had comments on Mauricio Sarri saying, I follow football and I see he did good work with Napoli. And Cristiano Ronaldo's transfer did surprise Mourinho, as he said, but you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. So a new season is underway as Cristiano Ronaldo participated in his first Juventus practice. Also, there could be a City swap deal, happening, as Leonardo Bonucci for Gonzalo Higuain deal is imminent. So we'll be discussing that. Also, Mourinho that we've been used to. So will the Red Devils coach have the players he desires? We'll be talking about that. Also, the top 5 transfer tracker stories. 5 is that Pedro is to make a City A move. I'll tell you where he could be going later in the show. Also, 4, Gelson Martins was presented at Atletico Madrid. 3, Inter are close to signing Arturo Vidal. 2, Miguel Layún was presented at Villarreal. And 1, Leonardo Bonucci for Gonzalo Higuain. We'll be talking more about that once again. Also, we'll be discussing FC Barcelona 2018 and 19 preseason, as the team faced Roma for the ICC while Messi completed his medical. So we'll be talking about the results of that game and Barcelona season. We'll also take a Roma 2018 and 19 a look ahead, as the City side lost Malcolm to FC Barcelona. And Roma has had some reinforcements for 2018 and 19. Those include getting Kluivert from Ajax. The left winger is 19 years old, got him for $20 million. They got Olsen from Copenhagen. The goalkeeper is 28 years old, got him for $10 million. They got Cristante from Atalanta. The center midfielder is 23 years old, got him for $30 million. Got Soric from Dinamo Zagreb. The midfielder is 21 years old, got him for $7 million. And they also got Marcano from Porto. The center back is 31 years old, and they got him for free. So, and we'll also go back to remembering Roma's last 5 seasons and see how they can improve this season. As in 2017 and 18, they came 3rd in Serie A, made it to the UCL semifinal. In 2016 and 17, finished 2nd in Serie A and made it to the Coppa Italia semifinal. In 2015 and 16, finished 3rd in Serie A, went to the UCL round of 16. In 2014 and 15, finished 2nd in Serie A and went to the Coppa Italia quarters. And in 2013 and 14, finished 2nd in Serie A and went to the Coppa Italia semifinals. So we'll be talking about that. Also, we'll be talking about how Zlatan Ibrahimovic is skipping the MLS All-Star match, as the Galaxy striker has refused to play 3 matches in a 1-week span. So interesting there. We'll see how that has effect on tonight's game. Also, the Vikings kicked it with the Spurs as the EPL side and NFL team swapped sports after practice. Pretty cool to see that. That's everything we're gonna touch on and talk about in the show. A lot to discuss, really. So we'll start off with Gareth Bale, as he is the new main man in Madrid. Anyway, that's what Julian Lopetegui said, who is the new boss at Madrid. He said he wants to build the team around Gareth Bale. So definitely interesting. Basically saying that they're not going to go out and get anybody, which is definitely an interesting decision. After Ronaldo left, you thought Real Madrid would maybe would probably go out, quite honestly, and get someone to at least try to replace Ronaldo's goals. But it seems like Lopetegui is going to do it with the players he has. And I don't know about having Bale he's putting Bale as the main man. So Bale becomes what Ronaldo will be. It will be intriguing to see how that all works out this year at Madrid, and if it all works out with Bale being the main man in his incredible La Liga and Champions League season last year. But definitely interesting. So Bale has big shoes to fill, and his new role will not be easy. Probably the biggest pressure he's had in his career this upcoming season. So let's talk about Gareth Bale's new Real Madrid role, because he had 16 goals, 3 assists in 26 La Liga matches last season. So that's all right. But as you see, he just played in 26 out of the 38 La Liga games. So he was out for 12 games, which once again is a concern about his health. And will he be able to play a whole season staying healthy? Which he put up some all right numbers, 16 goals in 26 games, pretty good. Also 3 assists. It's all right, not Ronaldo level, but it's exactly what I'm talking about. He'll need to step it up if he wants to get on the level to get Real Madrid to have a successful season, really. Or else, because it's clearly what Lopetegui said, Bale will be the man to do that. They do have the likes of Benzema, Isco, Asensio, but you just wonder, they had all those players last year. Maybe they will get more playing time and more action, not action, but maybe action, because with Ronaldo leaving, that fills in a lot of space. Maybe more of the ball, get more of the ball, and can do more this season for those players. But still, you gotta wonder, it's all the same players from last season, and if you have the same team, you can't really rely on them to perform well to make up for Ronaldo's goals and all of that. But we'll see how Bale does. It really is a big question mark heading into the season, and a lot of fans are not happy with it, because they wanted them to go out and get someone, including myself as a Real Madrid fan. I'm not sure about that, but we'll see. We'll see for Real Madrid. Interesting times. So Gareth Bale, his La Liga numbers at Real Madrid have been okay. Of course, Real Madrid fans very harsh, once booing him and Benzema, if you remember, to leave. Bale was pretty close to leaving, it looked like, last season. But he's staying, and he will be the main man now. So, as I said, last year, 16 goals, 3 assists. The year before, he only played half of Real Madrid's games with just 7 goals and 3 assists. 3 years ago, just 23 appearances, but he did have 19 goals and 11 assists. So definitely 2015 and 16, a great year for him, despite not being able to play all the games. And then 4 years ago was when he played the most, 31 out of the 38 games, but just 13 goals and 9 assists. And then 5 years ago, played 27 with 13 assists and 15 goals. So he's had all right, pretty good numbers in some years. But despite those good numbers, the question mark really has been how many games is he going to play this year while being healthy? And if he does, if he does get injured, when he gets back, will he be at full strength and be the player he was before? So it's really a big question mark, because he's put up great numbers, I'm not going to lie, but but the most matches he's played at Real Madrid was 31 out of 38, and with 2 years ago just playing 19 games. So that's definitely a big concern. To have your main man, a guy that's injury prone, not taking away anything from Gareth Bale's talent. Although I don't know if Gareth Bale himself, even if he played all 38 games, would get you to even near Ronaldo's goals. But we'll see. We'll see. It's definitely an interesting topic. So speaking of Bale's new role, there were some comments, as I mentioned. One guy saying Bale is going to flop, and so is their manager. If anything, Atleti will win La Liga if Barca don't, which I have a sick feeling in my stomach that might be true. Also, another person saying, I don't think Madrid needs to buy anyone. They have big players. I don't see them surpassing a hungry Barca, though. So both of those people raising good points and interesting comments, really. The first comment might as well happen because Bale could get injured or not even have that good of a season with all the pressure he'll have being the main man in Madrid, and he might do awful and everything will be disastrous at Madrid, which would probably mean that Lopetegui would be out at the end of the season, which I predict that will happen. And I definitely think if Barca doesn't win the league, it will be Atleti who does win the league, because Atleti, on the other hand, have made some good signings. As I mentioned, Gelson Martins just went to Atletico, the Portuguese man, by the way. He will be on Atleti. They got Rodri. They got Thomas Lemar. So Atletico has been making the moves, unlike Madrid, and haven't really lost anyone. They kept Griezmann. So Atleti's definitely, in my opinion, is in better shape than Real Madrid heading into this 2018 and 19 campaign. But definitely interesting. Also, the other guy saying, I don't think Madrid needs to buy anyone. They have big players. I don't see them surpassing hungry Barcelona, though. That's an interesting point. Maybe they, no matter what they do, even if they don't buy players, they still have the best team they could probably have coming into the season, but they'll still not pass Barcelona. The truth of the matter is that's definitely raises a good point. But I'm not sure if I agree with those comments, because if they have a good roster with what they have, but they still can't surpass Barca, then that raises the point of why they should go out and buy someone. But definitely interesting. I like to hear from you guys what you guys have to say. Also, we'll talk a little bit about Jose Mourinho. He was asked about the French national squad, saying they started average but ended top, which is all important in the tournaments like the World Cup. Really could even happen in the league if you start in the top four, neck and neck with those teams, but then end up as the best team. You might end up as the champion. Very well may end up as the champion. So Jose Mourinho definitely stating what we've seen in this World Cup French squad, because they did not start well. They won their group, but just 7 points, but won 2 games that weren't convincing in Denmark. Excuse me. So yeah, it's definitely a true point. Also, he said about Maurizio Sarri, I follow football and I see he did good work with Napoli. So you see, he was asked about Maurizio Sarri, and basically he said that I don't know the guy because when I was in City, he wasn't there, but I seen excuse me, that he did good at Napoli. So I'm kind of just stating what we all know about Sarri. Not too much, just that he did good with Napoli in City, which we'll see how he does for Chelsea. Also, Mourinho was surprised that Cristiano Ronaldo the transfer went through to Juventus. He said, but you don't know what goes on behind closed doors, which is a good point for all of us, really, because we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. He could have had this in mind for a long time, really. So he definitely, absolutely raises a good point, because maybe it definitely seems like this might have been something Ronaldo had planned for a long time, and this just seemed like the right time to make the move for him. But it definitely you definitely don't know what's going on that we don't know, that me myself can't talk about on this show because I have no idea what's going on behind closed doors. But he raises a good point. Speaking of Ronaldo, a new season is underway for him as he participated in his first Juventus practice. The likes of other players who made a deep run into the World Cup anyway were also participating in practice with Juventus in Italy, not with the team in the U.S. By the way, MLS All-Star game tonight. We'll be talking a little bit about that later on. But definitely exciting for the new season to get underway. Always good to see Ronaldo practice in his first practice with Juventus. Feels a little weird, but it'll be exciting to get the season underway with Ronaldo at Juve. So yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting for sure. Also, a Serie A swap deal could happen as Leonardo Bonucci for Gonzalo Higuain deal is definitely imminent. It seems like it's probably going to happen, and what a big move it would be. I think Higuain, it would be the right move because with Ronaldo there, it seems like he won't get too much playing time. So I feel like that will be the right move for Higuain. And also Bonucci going back to Juventus, he performed very well there. And then after going to AC Milan, struggled a bit. So I feel like it would be a good move for both teams. Also on the AC Milan side, picking up Higuain would be a big move for them. So yeah, what a move that would be for Serie A because two big names really in a rare swap deal. You don't see those too often in soccer. Usually it's all transfers. But we'll see. We'll see if it goes through. It definitely seems like it will, but anything could happen really. So yeah, yep, that's interesting news. Also, there has been a lot of moods of Mourinho at Manchester United. So will the Red Devils coach have the players he desires? It definitely doesn't seem like it right now because he's been angry that maybe a little more angry that the players that he does have not gone to preseason in the U.S. for preseason matches with their first match, by the way, in 9 days from now. But I mean, he had to understand that the World Cup was this summer and that he wasn't going to have his players in preseason and that they need some rest because, for instance, Pochettino, on the other hand, for Tottenham, said he's all for his players resting and believes in them getting their muscles recuperated and ready for the upcoming Premier League season. By the way, Premier League season that you don't have much rest, especially during the holiday season. But anyway, definitely, I feel like he does have a talented squad, players that he's gotten in the past couple years. But I think he's more frustrated that he doesn't. They're not at preseason, but it's the same for all the other teams. Their star players aren't at preseason with them because of the World Cup. So we had to expect it. I mean, he doesn't have too much to be frustrated about, I don't think. But anyway, also maybe not getting the players he really wants. Maybe probably seems like it's been a frustrating summer for Jose Mourinho and Man United. But still time before the window closes. But it might seem like they might get Harry Maguire from Leicester, but not Ivan Perisic like Jose was wishing for. But we'll see. But maybe he'll get happy if he gets at least one of those players. But who knows? He's Jose. So let's leave it at that. Also, Pedro is to make a Serie A move as it looks like he might go to Lazio, which would be an interesting move for Pedro because, in my opinion, he hasn't been he's been pretty good at Chelsea, scoring in their preseason game versus Inter Milan the other day. But go to Lazio. Maybe he could be a key player for Lazio to come in the top four for a Champions League spot. Him and Milinkovic-Savic definitely would be quite the duo. Also, Gelson Martins was presented at Atletico Madrid. the Portuguese man is officially at Atletico Madrid. Yet another player Sporting has Sporting's young talent has let go to the big clubs, and starting with Cristiano Ronaldo, we could go on and on a list. And my dad's a Sporting fan, and he gets frustrated with Sporting. They really are a selling club. But anyway, Gelson Martins, he is out Atletico Madrid now. Definitely a key figure for Atletico Madrid heading into this La Liga season, I'd say, because he's definitely going to help that squad. He is a talented player, surprisingly not playing for Portugal at the World Cup, but definitely a young talent, Portuguese man who has talent. Also, it looks like Inter are close to signing Arturo Vidal. Very interesting for me because Vidal has had a great career, not just at Bayern, but at Juventus and all. But especially at Bayern over the last couple of years, he's been a great player, despite being a hothead sometimes. But it would be interesting to see him go to Inter. I'm not sure if it's Bayern who doesn't want him or if it's Vidal wanting to leave. But it would be a big pickup for Inter. Although Vidal's getting up there in age, he's had a whole rest of the summer with Chile not making the World Cup, and he's still a great player in my opinion. He's still world class to me. Also, Miguel Layún was presented at Villarreal. So just as I was making fun of Sporting letting go, losing Gelson Martins to Atletico, my team Porto has just let go of Miguel Layún. So Layún has gone to Villarreal, one of Porto's best players, really. But anyway, Layún off to Villarreal. We'll see how he does there. Villarreal, definitely an average club in Spain. Definitely, I'd say in the top 10 they should be. And who knows, they could be surprised, maybe going for Europa League or something, like we've seen from many teams in La Liga. One of the reasons La Liga is one of the best leagues in the world, you can really see these little clubs go on magical runs. And we'll see if Layún can, who knows, maybe he'll be a huge help to the Villarreal squad, as Villarreal definitely has some talents. Also, Leonardo Bonucci for Gonzalo Higuain. It looks like it will happen, as I said earlier. Bonucci back to Juventus, Higuain to AC Milan. And what a move that would be. Also, FC Barcelona 2018 and 19 preseason has continued. The team faced AS Roma for the ICC, while Messi did complete his medical. So, by the way, Barcelona-Roma was last night. I'll be honest with you, I forgot to check the score this morning. It was pretty late. It was 10 Eastern time, so I went to bed at halftime. It was 1-1 at halftime. I meant to check the score this morning. I apologize. On a sports show like this, I should be prepared with the result. I apologize. I'll check it right after the show. I'm eager to know now. I just completely forgot to check it when I woke up. Anyway, Messi did complete his medical along with his other teammates getting ready for the season. So Busquets and all the other players on Barca really getting their medicals done and I bet eager to start this 2018 and 19 campaign with Barcelona, as this is the best shape they've been in for years, really, with the struggle Real Madrid is having right now with Ronaldo leaving and a new coach. Not really their fault. I wouldn't say a struggle, to be honest. They've won 3 straight Champions Leagues. But a really question mark from Real Madrid. But who knows? Atleti could challenge Barca. You never know. It really all comes down to those matchups between Atleti Barca, Atleti Real, and Real Barca. Really a big decider in the season, unless it's like last year where Real Madrid was just losing to these little clubs in La Liga. But we'll see. But especially with a lot of those Barcelona players being from Spain, they're probably very eager to get ready for this season, because definitely a disappointing World Cup. Also, let's take a Roma 2018-19 look ahead. The City offside did lose Malcolm to FC Barcelona, but probably they've probably gotten over that by now because Roma has a season to look forward to, despite losing a lot of big names like Alisson. Maybe fans are frustrated with that a little. But we'll see. We'll see. They also did get a lot of players. Like I said, they got Kluivert from Ajax, Olsen from Copenhagen, Cristante, from Atalanta, Sodic from Dinamo Zagreb, and Marcano for Porto. All the while, just spending $97 million seems like a lot. But these days, it's not too bad. And by the way, getting Marcano for free from Porto. But $97 million, you could get a star player. To get a star player, it could be twice as much as that, as we've seen Neymar go for over 200. It's insane. It's insane. But anyway, their last 5 seasons, they've been all right in Serie A, but really not getting the title they wanted. For all the other teams except Juventus, really, it's what we'll be talking about them to look ahead to the season. But they did finish no lower than third. They finished third last season, third 3 seasons ago, and then second 3 other times. Went to the Champions League semifinal, of course, beating Barcelona in that historic comeback. So Roma's been decent, pretty good, I'd say. But they definitely want to make a run for the title, I'd say. But I don't know if they'll go up from last year. I don't know with their squad how they'll do. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I also want to talk about before the show ended, Zlatan Ibrahimovic is to skip the MLS All-Star match. Interesting to see that, as the Galaxy striker refused to play 3 matches in a 1-week span, obviously with MLS games on the weekend, and then the MLS All-Star game midweek, and then another MLS game this weekend. It seemed like it's too much for Zlatan. It's really frustrating, though, because I feel like it will have somewhat of an effect on the MLS All-Stars. They have tons of star names versus Juventus tonight. Can't wait for the MLS All-Star game tonight, by the way. Anyway, it's definitely interesting because he doesn't play on artificial turf, doesn't play at the altitude of Colorado, doesn't go on long flights. It seems like Zlatan can do whatever he wants, which I understand why the star name he is and how good he's been doing. But for the MLS All-Star games, I really feel like he should go because he can even come off early like a lot of these players will, or come into the game later and not play a full 90. But it definitely will be a little disappointing, but I see why. He's getting up there for sure and doesn't want to get injured or anything, but it will still be a fun game tonight for the MLS All-Stars and Juventus. Also, the Vikings and Spurs had a good time as the EPL side and NFL team swapped sports after practice, as Tottenham tried field goals and the Vikings players tried penalty kicks. So good to see Tottenham playing in Minneapolis last night versus AC Milan. It was nice to see that going on. Also, before the show ends, I want to tell you the rest of the ICC results. Real Madrid played Man United. Man United winning 2-1 over Real Madrid. Also, AC Milan played Tottenham. Tottenham winning 1-0. By the way, Tottenham takes over the ICC standings with 7 points, tied with Dortmund, but a 1 better goal. If any of you know, just comment right here and tell me. But I'll look at it right after the show ends. Also, today there's 2 ICC games. Chelsea plays Arsenal 3 p.m. Eastern Time, noon Pacific Time on ESPN2 from Dublin, Ireland. And also at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific, Benfica plays Lyon from Algarve Stadium. So a little action, ICC action from Portugal. And the MLS All-Star game, of course, tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Time. MLS All-Stars take on Juventus from Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Expect a full 70,000 packed stadium. It will be exciting tonight. So I hope you enjoyed the show. Watch the ICC games this afternoon and MLS All-Star game tonight. And enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow. We'll have a lot to talk about. See you next time. Bye.